How's it going, everyone? I'm Adam Molina. Any audiophile can tell you what a DAC is. For those new to the audio game, a DAC stands for Digital to Analog Converter and is responsible for converting digital files like MP3s and waves into sound waves that you and I can hear. A new company by the name of Zorlu recently funded an Indiegogo campaign for their new in-ears called the Zero Digital Earphones. These have a micro USB at the end instead of a 3.5mm jack and also have a built-in DAC and amp, which got us wondering, is this the future of audio? I'm not entirely sure if the final product will come in a box, but ours came in a handy carrying case and I'm okay with that. These are meant to be portable, high-quality earbuds, so a small hard-shell case is a nice touch. Wrapped around the case is brown paper that has all the compatible devices listed and some specs and control instructions on the back. In the case, you'll get the headphones, the user guide, 2 extra pairs of ear tips, small and large, and that's it. Nothing fancy over here. The earbuds have an aluminum housing that make these feel like it'd be very difficult to break them. Add that to the thick, durable cable, and these have a heavy yet premium feel. I've paid 2 or 3 times as much for earbuds in the past, and I can honestly say that I prefer the build on these hands down. On normal headphones, you'd usually find a microphone accompanying the playback controls where the 2 earbud wires split, but on the Zeros, you'll find the built-in Wolfson DAC and amp instead. It's all packed into a plastic control module with the Zorlu logo imprinted on the back. The module also has 3 buttons for volume and basic playback controls. One click on the middle button will pause and play music, while double clicking skips to the next song and triple clicking returns to a previous song. At the end of the 1.2 meter cable is the biggest difference between these and any other pair of headphones, the micro USB connector. This helps transfer the digital information of the audio file directly to the built-in DAC, bypassing the DAC in your source device. The Zero earbuds come in 2 colors, red or gold, with the audio cable having a silver and red striped pattern. Both colors have an understated yet elegant design that is emphasized in the matching color plate found on the DAC. As a big fan of minimal designs, these were right up my alley. You're probably wondering, hey, how can I use these if I don't have a micro USB port on my device? And the answer is simple, you can't. You can't even use these if your device does have a micro USB port, unless it's compatible. Though the Nexus 6 is not on the compatibility list, these worked fine for me. That said, the Galaxy S6 is also not on the list, and these don't even fit in the port. So if your device isn't on the list of compatible devices, it's really a hit or a miss whether these will work for you. One other issue I had with the headphones is an unavoidable side effect of their purpose. Though my phone battery will usually last me until I get home, I sometimes find myself in need of some more juice. Normally, I would just plug in my spare battery and go about my day, but most if not all phones only have one micro USB input, the same one that the Zero earbuds need for them to work. Though it's not a huge deal, it's definitely something to keep in mind if you use external batteries often. Because these are meant for portability, I did most of my testing using Spotify's extreme quality setting, which is about 320 kilobytes per second, as well as songs from my own personal library that I've ripped off of CDs. For best results, Zorlu recommends maxing out the volume on your source device and then adjusting accordingly on the control module on the headphones, which is what I did. It could be that the earbuds simply have a very good seal, but the low ends packed a solid punch. I found that songs with powerful bass like Mikey Rocks by the Cool Kids were very enjoyable and the bass wasn't overpowering at all. Even in songs that weren't bass heavy, these had a fairly accurate low end across all genres. The majority of my issues with the sound quality came from the mids. I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but a lot of songs I listened to sounded a little murky in the midsection. It wasn't enough to ruin the experience by any means, but it was definitely noticeable. For example, the vocals of Wait On Me by Kyle sounded like they were given some extra reverb, which made them a little fuzzy and slightly harder to distinguish. The Zeros do a good job at downplaying some of the harsher sounds in the high end, but there is still some noticeable harshness when volume is pushed up to the max. That said, these do get really loud thanks to the built-in amp, so as long as you keep them at a reasonable I like my ears volume, you shouldn't have any issues. If you fall into the small category of people with compatible devices, and you can live with having your micro USB port occupied while you listen to music, these aren't a bad option at all. They're not available yet, but they're expected to retail for less than $40. They have a great design and they have killer sound, and if you don't feel like spending tons of money on high-end portable audio equipment, these are a great way to get your feet wet in the world of high-quality sound. We're giving the Zero digital earphones an 8.5 out of 10. That's about it for the Zeros. If you want to know more, check out the full written review over at SoundGuys.com. Since you're here, give us a couple of these guys, and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. Also sign up to our newsletter so you can stay up to date with all the newest reviews and audio news here at SoundGuys. Links to both somewhere that way. I'm Adam Molina. I'll see you later.